Life is Business podcast. Today we have a very, very controversial topic. Just like usual, today is about not following your passion. Why it's a terrible idea in a few circumstances. Well, in many circumstances, actually. Now, I just want to start this conversation by saying that I feel like society today is just too romantic when it comes to the whole idea of just doing what you love, following your passion, following your dreams. What is that? You know, what is that? When has become
I mean, the dream, I mean, the dreams and the things that you want to do, I wouldn't want to tell anybody like, no, don't follow what you want to do. Just only stick to doing things that you don't want to do.
Okay. So when has becoming what is necessary, like when has that become sexy again? Like when are we going to do the things that are necessary to survive? Because I think that a perfectly logical person would look at certain circumstances and say, hey, maybe I don't need to do this. Maybe I need to do this instead. Now we go back and we look at the history of people, right? And I'm gonna make this clear. A lot of people were tradesmen. They did what their family did.
Right.
And even looking at our last names you might have Hill or Farmer. These are the people who did those industries. A lot of our last names comes from the trades that we did. Even my last name, Noel, was like, okay, you guys are the couriers or you guys are the protectors of this certain tradition. So we gave you that name. So when has it become unsexy to do what was necessary for your family?
And what do you mean by doing what's necessary? Because
like families, a lot of families were known for things, right? For certain trades, for certain practices, for certain things. That's what identified that family.
Right.
That's what made them special, and that's what fed them. People always understood, like, yo, if we need to interact with a certain industry or get a certain service or product, we go to this family. Now it seems like
family. But what does that have to do with the following the passion, though?
Because people today, family structures are breaking down because families themselves don't have an identity. You know, like
but
how conducive.
So we saying don't follow your passion.
Right.
But we got to get to that point where everybody wants to do what they want to do. Like who wants to go? The question would be, who wants to go doing stuff that they don't want to do their whole life?
That's what working a job is. You know what I mean? Like if at the end of the day,
what should somebody be doing if they're not following their passion then?
You should be doing what's necessary for you to survive. And now what I mean by that is we look at today's circumstances. I think that people do it backwards. You do what you don't like to do to eventually do what you want to do. That's how it goes.
True.
So if we do like I'm coming out with a video in a couple of days and it talks about being successful through boredom. Because a lot of business people don't make it because they don't have the skills or they don't have the drive or passion. Bro, it's boring to do the same mundane thing over and over every day and check off your checklist. You know, I have my hour of checking emails or talking to my assistant or checking on this or recording, bro. Even music for me has become a job. I've been doing it over 10 years. It's no longer sexy. You know what I mean? I still love.
So what do you feel is necessary to do right now? Because I feel like you should definitely follow your passion and do what you do, because once you get to a point, there is still going to be like, okay, well, after I get done doing this, there's something that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah, you know? I mean, look, I want to be clear. A lot of things can start off being your passion, but then we evolve as people. Like we become new people every year, every other year.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's just like where you started from. Like you're not the same person that I knew, you know, back then.
My passion and what I want to do and what I like to do is still pretty much the same.
And what is that?
Creating. You know, so now I'm not creating from a music space now. Now I'm not a rapper anymore, but like everybody would talk about, like, I mean, because I'm saying, like, I wouldn't object completely with the you know, don't follow your passion, because trucking definitely wasn't my passion, but I did use it to fuel my passion.
And it
was the most practical thing at the time to survive. Then at that point, I'm like, okay, now I can focus on doing video, starting me a YouTube channel, starting to build up my likeness, because that's what I wanted to do as a rapper.
So let me ask you a question.
I just want to be celebrated, you know.
So let me ask you a question. If you didn't have the opportunity to do anything else but trucking, and that's what you had to do for the rest of your life to feed your family, would you do that?
Yeah.
Of course you would. But then that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not telling people don't follow your passion and not to have dreams. I'm saying it that nobody teaches us how to do it the right way. You know what I mean? Like,
you saying as far as eating shit is what like Gary Vee is saying.
Yeah, like eating shit. And to speak to that point is not just eating shit, because sometimes it's not even about the money. Like we have places in our families, like we have positions and roles in our families.
Right.
Because you think about, like, you have children, right?
Right.
How many children do they have that's going to need the support off of the actions that you engage in right now? So we have to think about these things. So are we living from a selfish perspective or point, or are we working or just doing things from a selfish place? We have to think about those behind us when it comes to just following our dreams.
I mean, I feel like we can, I mean, there's two different ways you can look at it. Like, I look at it like I'm following my dreams to do the stuff that I actually want to do so I can show my kids to do the same thing. Like, I mean, survival is survival. But why would it not be cool to survive on what you actually passionate about? I just think most people don't follow their passion because they can't figure out how to make their passion make money.
Right.
If so, me, I would be like, look, how about I can be the person that goes around showing people how to make their passion profit, make it profitable. I mean, look at what YouTube is doing for so many different people, so many different girls that just, not to say that I don't know if makeup or doing that shit could be really a passion, but who am I to say what somebody could be passionate about?
I agree. I agree partially. The only thing that I would have to say is that you could be passionate about playing video games.
So then the real question would be, what is passion then? Like, what do you define? Like, how do you define passion? If you're saying completely throw it away, how would it be defined?
I would say passionate is about strictly something that you want to do. Like and this is where I have a problem with the concept of love, right? Because, you know, if we look at love is still a fairly new concept. Like, it's only been here 1,000 years.
I mean, love is one of those things that, I mean, I guess some of those words are just words, you know, essentially.
Yeah, but words have power.
Words have power, but we attach the power to the word.
That's right.
It's just like if you say,
but we can't unattach the word, the power of the power to love. Like, when people speak about passion, they say, hey, do what you love to do. You know what I mean? So we're just like taking away that attachment.
So would you say passion would be something that basically you just doing what you love to do, essentially?
Yeah, something that you could do without what people would say, without effort, without thinking about it. Just something that you enjoy all.
That would be like a natural talent then, not really a passion.
You think so? Because it's a lot of natural talents that I have that I don't really enjoy that much.
What I'm saying is, it's common for most people to shy away from the things that that they're naturally good at, to try to pursue something that they're not.
Yeah, but look.
That's just within our nature, though.
Look at how spoiled we are today. Even when what you said, like just what you were saying right now, we're so spoiled as people that we have all of these options. We wouldn't even be having this discussion, I don't even think 200 years ago, because you had to do it.
What the hell do they got to do it right now? 200 years ago is a long time ago.
Right, like, because it distorts the line of what we need to do to get things done. For example, look at all of the problems that certain people
tell that to Toys R Us or like Blockbuster or them businesses going out, because they was thinking about 200 years ago, and Netflix came in with some new swag, and they wiped them completely out with that old ideology.
Okay, so look, somebody benefits off you following your passion. Now you bring up a great point, right? You bring up a great point, is that while we engage in following our passion, we also engage in consumerism. There's another side to that, because
explain that.
Because when people tell you to follow your passion, you're going to patronize a certain industry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's say I've got a passion for esports and playing video games. I got to go buy some games.
Right.
I have to invest all of my time into doing.
I mean, passion for me is I feel like things that like creating, like being creative. I feel like you could be passive, but then you could say, well, anybody, a person that's cooking is being creative. But I feel like those are things like people be passionate about, like cooking, like natural, like things that you use with like a natural sense. You know what I'm saying? Like touch, feel, like an artist. Like how many artists won't pursue art because they can't make money off of it? But picture if we instill like, look, if my daughter's an artist, how about I show her how to start up an art building? You get what I'm saying? Why are we not playing to, I'm trying to figure out like why are we not playing into the hands of our passions and trying to figure it out? Say case in point, with you as a friend.
Okay.
I would be like, okay, you were past, like production would have been your talent. Mm-hmm. You could sing, but I feel like if you the thing that came easier would have been production, would have been like engineering, would have been the support to an artist. Instead, you chose to be an artist. An artist is more glamorous and you know and glorified. But I feel like if you would have stuck with like if you would have stuck with the first initial passion and what came easy, it would have took off. And then you could have got to what we call the passion of actually the art of singing. So in that case, you would use your innate ability to fuel whatever unnatural passion that you would have, or something that you actually got to work hard to do.
But it's the long way. And the reason why it's the long way is
what's the long way?
It's just like doing what you just said, right? And that's the route that I did decide to do. But bro, like things, when you take those kind of routes to get eventually to your passion, it kind of kills the momentum for the passion itself. And reason being is that, bro,
you still have to do it your way and stay true to the way that you want to do it.
But you get, the thing is, we're human beings. We get lost in making a living. We create problems for ourselves. We create we create responsibilities for ourselves. So once you create 3 kids, like how realistic will it be when you get to the end of the road, when you do finally have a little more money, but now that money has to be spent doing the family thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like I think that the word passion in itself is a spoiled concept. And the reason that I brought up 200 years ago, and I understand your perspective, but look at it like 100 years ago, there's certain things you had to do. There was no question.
Right.
We didn't have a concept of really a passion, because it's like, yo, we farmers. We have to do this. This is what we do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because us farming and me teaching you the trade of farming feeds our family. As a matter of fact, you have a place within the family to learn this, so it can continue to feed us for generations.
So you would say we need to, like, we are getting away from things that we actually need to survive, like farming and stuff like that. So you're saying if this goes on for another 200 years and everybody's following their music passion or a movie, film, YouTuber, all of this type of fashion, you're saying there will be nobody to cultivate the fruits and vegetables.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Look, here's the statistics on music. 80% of the revenue is driven by 20% of the artist. We have a handful of artists driving all of the revenue.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything, though. I mean, there's always some people that's doing more than others.
But look, how I make money now, I make money from the outsiders. I make money from the people trying to get into the industry. Like I went broke getting a deal. So, you know, people, that might not sound like big to people, but like I make money off the people following their passion who haven't made it. You know what I mean? So the thing is, I'm grateful, because I don't want y'all to stop following your passion, because you guys patronize me and I built my business off of y'all. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, how many of those can we fit in the system?
Right. But so you are providing and solving a problem for them because they following their passion. But okay, so I would say, like, why? So you are just reacting to the world to survive, to make money, but you're not passionate about what you're doing. So don't you think there's going to be a burnout eventually if you don't get back to doing what you like to do? Like I'm pretty sure if you selling like a product like a Pro Tools preset,
right?
Or you selling like I think there's something else that you would rather be doing.
You know what? I like helping people, right? And in me discovering myself, even doing music, I look at music as a selfish thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we're talking and I'm making these songs about being the greatest lover or being upset or these relationship problems or being the best or having this much swag. Like that's like how many people am I providing value for? You know what I'm saying? I had to reevaluate my circumstances. How long can I do that? And I talk about things, and even though they could be my story or somebody else's story, how long can I do that? Because I felt at a certain point in time that I wasn't given enough value. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So my passion comes from, like you said, not only just being a creator, but being a creative that helps a lot of. That's one of the things that, like, you're right. Me being in production and being engineering is a strong suit of mine, but I only do it one at a time. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I don't. I'm trying to add this chat too. That's one of the parts that I don't like. I only get a chance to do it one at a time. I only help one person at a time. It's not big enough for me.
Nah. You know I mean, so correct. You do. I mean, that's the whole reason why I started the YouTube.
Right.
Because my passion was helping people, and I don't have the time with my busy schedule to do that.
Right.
But right now, like a lot of like a lot of my friends are looking at me like, dude, you just made, your company just did 3.5 million last year. Why you want to make a YouTube channel?
Right.
Like you are, like, people are trying to use YouTube for, to make $1 million. You already made $1 million and now you're going backwards. I'm like, because the money that I made, I didn't really enjoy. I enjoyed the process of the grind because I'm a hustler.
Right.
So I enjoy hustling.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't love the industry. I don't love what it does. Like the trucking industry is an industry that necessary. People are, it's necessary.
It's necessary.
But what's done inside of the industry for me is cutthroat. It's just like the dope game. It's just like the rap game. It's like people stepping on other people's head to make it, to leverage it.
Right.
When I feel like I can teach people without stepping on nobody's head. People can pay me for consultations. I can do this. People can enjoy my energy. I can enjoy their energy, and nobody is feeling violated by getting stepped on because I'm in the field of helping people. So I'm like, okay, so my dream would be to be a motivational speaker, to inspire.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if I don't get a chance to do that, then my money and all that I made would be in vain, essentially, So what would it be to make all of that money and still never do nothing that you want to do? Like, what would be the purpose?
Yeah. I think that you bring up a very great point. But the thing is, there's a confrontational element to business, right? There's a very, very big confrontational element to business. And, some of those things, it's just like me, like working with an artist one-on-one is not my thing. Some people don't like the confrontational end of business. You just like the hustle. Like, you know what? One of the things that I like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, like you've always been one of those with the attitude that there's enough space for everybody, right?
Because it is.
I don't think so.
It definitely is.
Okay, so if you have a candy store and I have a candy store right across the street from you, I could take away market share from you. You could take away market share.
It just depends on if we working in a niche or not, though. It depends on if.
Right, but that has to be super specific. If I sell everything,
right, but what I'm saying is, the reason why I suggest following your passion, because the way that you do it, nobody else could do it that exact same way. So that would make it be unique.
Yeah, so, but look, if you have a passion, you have a passion in the area that's not a necessity. Like there comes a point in a person's life, man or woman, where you have to do what's necessary, especially knowing how we create accountability and responsibility.
So that would be like saying that your passion cannot fuel you to do what's necessary.
Of course it can.
So if I made, now I made $1 million off trucking.
Okay.
Multi-million dollars off trucking.
Right.
So if I go back to myself to prove to myself,
right,
I want to go and be successful at building a following, because I've never done it before, and that's what I've tried to be doing, and I quit doing that. Right. So for me to go back and start to build a following and start to build a likeness and start to sell products that are based off my name, that to me feels way more liberating than me making all of this money off smelling diesel fuel.
But the thing is, you haven't.
I wasn't having a good time.
Right, but look, here's the thing about passion: we don't know what it is.
It's undefined.
The reason that I'm saying that is because, like, you're embarking in a journey about following your passion, and then you're running into roadblocks that you're saying in this specific industry that I don't like. We just had a whole conversation about coaching. I said, bro, coaching can be very lucrative. I don't know if I want to do that because you understand by doing these consultations. Yeah, this is fly way to make money. You do that, but my whole goal was this. How does that align with that?
Right. Coaching to me would be terrific for a period of time. You get what I'm saying? There's only so much. It's like you can only give so much of yourself before you need to be refueled. You get what I'm saying? So if you pouring into other people, you're gonna have to get the law of reciprocity. You're gonna have to get reciprocated some kind of way. So that means I have to continue to keep pouring into myself. So it could get dangerous trying to give too much of yourself to people.
But look, what if?
So you still have to balance your passion. So you can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna let it just spill over into the. I'm just gonna give all of myself.
Right. This is where it gets tricky. What if you had to?
Ooh, hold on. Somebody, oh man, I gotta show that.
What? So what if
he said make your passion become a necessity?
How? What? That's literally the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And I don't want to bash the situation, but what if doing crack isn't it? Like, how is that a necessity? Like, you know, if I'd vehemently love to do drugs.
Well, maybe I'm reading it backwards. Like, you know, like
you can make necessity out of passion.
Yeah. I mean, but what I'm saying is it's all essential though. Like, what would life be like without entertainers? What would life be like? You know what I'm saying? Like without certain elements of it. Even if you go back to like back in the days, like it was always some form of entertainment because there's some way that they was dancing, they was singing. It just didn't just start now. Well, so it's not like this like a new wave. It's just more glorified because of the internet. But it's all of this stuff been going on.
COBY, look,
you got to have some fun.
No, look, I agree. You know what I'm saying? Look, I agree, but look, I'm in the music industry. The room full.
Yeah,
room full, baby. You know what I mean? Like, y'all want to be rappers and singers. I'll be telling people, like, look, you could do that. And here is my coaching theory. I want you to be a rapper and a singer and all of those things, but have another trade that coexists with that so you can feed yourself, because you'll run into a situation where you get into it and until you find out you come to Atlanta, it's 1,000 of people who want to do the same thing you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's only a limited amount of room. Now I'm only saying that
would mean only the strong survive then.
Right. Look, I'm only saying that because even though that there could be room for a lot of people have to make a choice what they do with their dollars. Gotcha. Because there's still a consumer element to your passion. Because if you want, like, it's a difference between following your passion and following your passion that's going to provide a living for yourself. And I think that's my thing, right? It's like having a passion that feeds you. If you want to just follow your passion, great. Conversation.
But what I'm saying is any passion can feed you though. Like any passion can feed you.
Can it provide a living for you?
There's nothing to do. It's somebody making millions of dollars selling spoons, bro.
Okay, look, I agree. But look,
forks.
I agree, but look, COBY.
You mean to tell me everybody can do their passion when people selling forks?
Yeah, look, but look, at the end of the day, if you had to look, you don't like the coaching, right? I can tell that you only want to do a certain amount of consultations because you want to focus on building the brand and you
coaching is cool. Like, right. Coaching is a necessity.
I understand. Follow me.
The game.
Follow where I'm going. But you don't want to do too much of it, right?
Nah, I don't.
Right. Okay. So look, let's say if you had to replace your truck.
But I'm actually making money off of it.
I know it. So walk with me. Walk with me. Go
ahead.
If you had to replace your $1 million trucking income with what you're doing now, what would you have to do?
What you mean, what would I have to do?
You would have to take more coaching and consultation, right?
Right. I would much rather do that than trucking.
But I know it.
But trucking is already too sweet.
I know it, but it's still something that you don't want to do. It's still in the area of your passion, but it's still something. And now that goes with music for me. I love singing and songwriting, but I had to do the necessity that surrounded me and put me around my passion to get me to where I'm going today. Because I still follow my passion. But even following your passion is becoming like you do it for a certain period of time. You still like,
right, but I'm passionate about more things than there's just that too, though.
So, I know, right?
So the objective would be to do all of your passion, because every person is passionate about more than one thing. You know, I mean, nobody's sitting around just like, oh, this is my own. No, I got so many ideas inside of my head that it's like, okay, I'm gonna do so much of this coaching. I want to write books. Like I love to write. Yeah. And writing is not coaching, and it takes time. I'm gonna have to take time off of that in order to focus on writing. writing is something I like to do more than I like talking to people, like to be honest.
Right.
So I have to make room in my life to follow everything that I'm trying to do. So that's why I want to encourage people. So the main thing I would agree is that I would suggest that people could potentially do stuff that they don't want to do in the beginning to get to that point of following their passion. Like, I mean, if you seen $1 million opportunity to get into trucking, even though it doesn't look like the millions, but I seen it and I understood it. So I'm like, I can make that work and I could do really good at that. So let me go do that. And once I build that up, I'm gonna circle back around. So I'm agreeing, but also if I could have done it over again, I would have rather just stay with my mama at 20 and 19, and I would have rather just follow my passion, and then I would have built it up, and then my passion would have led me to other passions, because this is like somebody doing music, but it's only about 10 years or how long they might want to do it. Then they're going to start tapping into, I always wanted to grow a garden. I always wanted to do this. So there's going to be something that's going to set you up to be able to own your time and do what you want to do ultimately.
Right.
But I feel like people would get there much quicker if they followed their passion in the beginning.
Okay, so
at 19, you've been doing the same thing. It's been music.
Yeah.
So you are living example of what I'm saying a person should do, and that's follow their passion. But yet you would be like, no, you shouldn't follow your passion. You should do what's necessary. But yet you've been doing your passion for 15 years. That would be. But look, a contradiction essentially.
It's not. Look, kind of, yeah, probably.
That would be a contradiction.
Look. The only reason that I'm saying it is that people are so out of position. I understood positioning at a young age. I understood if I wanted to do music, I had to be good.
You understood that I got to follow my passion until this shit gets me me out of here.
Well, look, the training,
the same thing that anybody else should do.
But the thing is, the passion is what I wanted to do, not the training, not all the unsexy other stuff that come along with your passion.
Right, exactly.
Because, like I said, your passion is one thing. The business side of your passion is another.
Okay, so consider this. No matter what you do in life, period. No matter what you do, there are going to be things that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So why not do the industry that you're passionate about or something that you want to do? Because it's going to take work to do either one. That's the same thing I keep telling people.
It has consequences. Like
what?
It has consequences.
What consequences?
For example, like you can say, I just want to sing and sign to a label and they own everything, right?
Right.
You could never make a royalty check, and then you could be struggling. Like right now, when artists have been counting on shows forever, now I can't make show money, and the label owns all of my property.
Right.
So now we're in a situation where my passion
is causing me pain.
It's causing me pain.
But that don't mean nothing, dog. The people that you love could cause you pain.
I know that, but look.
So that's what I'm saying. Look, so why would I deflect off the passion because it caused me pain when I can get pain in so many other different ways?
But look, what the point that I'm trying to make is, and I feel like I'll go on the record. I said I feel like you're beating me in this conversation, but it's all good. No, I'm just saying that. I just say that. But because you bring up a lot of interesting perspectives, my only thing is that, like, again, we're so out of position. Like, it's hard to follow your passion because we don't understand the unsexy things about following your passion to make it necessary to make a living, right? Because our whole argument is about making a living from what you love to do.
Right.
So you have to understand how to make the living to get to the passion. You know what I mean? So it's
but if
so
you're young
musically,
enough, you can start with the passion,
right?
just
But
like
look,
you did.
But that's not true, because there's a lot of people who started where we started at that did the passion, but it didn't pan out. That was doing it longer than I was. I understood the business element.
True.
Because I came from a business family.
There is a business element.
Right. So just because you're following your passion doesn't mean that you're going to understand that element to get to your passion. That's the only thing that I'm saying.
Of course, you're going to have to incorporate business with your passion.
But a lot of people don't know that. Look at the dudes that we came up with.
But what I'm saying is, but anybody that's pursuing it, like, this is an entrepreneurial podcast.
Right.
So I'm speaking from the aspect that anybody that's on here watching is a person that is looking to start a business.
Okay, so we're defining like that then. That'll make it clear.
Yeah, so if you're already pursuing entrepreneurship, I keep having consultations and stuff where I'm talking to people and people want me to tell them what they should be doing. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, that's not a fair question to ask me what you should be doing. Only you know what you should be doing. I can give you advice if you come and you already know what you should be doing, but I can't tell you what you should be doing.
But see, look, oh my goodness. even that weighs into the conversation about passion, because we have social media telling us what we should be doing and what we should be driving and what we should be passionate about. You know what I mean?
Right. But
so
but
like we have to have
it's
those
something.
options.
Okay. So when I'm speaking of passion, I guess when when I'm speaking of passion, I'm more speaking of it from an aspect of you doing something that you are passionate about, as far from like natural ability. There's a thing. There's a thing that everybody does that they know that they can do it easier. Is if it's 10 of y'all, it's 10 of y'all in a building.
Okay.
Somebody is going to be that funny guy, that guy that everybody be like, this dude crazy. It comes natural to him. So what I think from an entrepreneurial standpoint, why aren't people doing stuff that comes easy to them? Why are they not doing the easy stuff? Somebody always be like, oh, because I don't enjoy doing that much. But you're naturally good at it. So if you want to,
that doesn't make it a passion, though. I don't think just because.
So what I'm saying is, so I'm actually speaking to your point of view.
Right.
From your point of view, that would be what the dude said, from necessity, from a necessity standpoint. If I already hold all the cards here, why wouldn't I do this? Yeah. It doesn't make sense not to, whether you feel like, because I feel like passion is like love. You decide what you're passionate about, essentially. You decide who you love. You choosing to say, I love you, or I'm choosing, I'm asserting myself to that.
Right.
Somebody could be like, oh no, I just fell in love. Well, no, you got the googly eyes and you started to invest, and you started to create that, because you could take a same female or opposite sex and you spend time with them for 6 months. If you're not trying to engage and go there, you're not gonna go there. So unless you open yourself up for it, that's the only way it's gonna happen, right?
What do you mean? What do you mean by open yourself up?
I'm saying like love. Like, okay, like say for instance, like if you decide that you want to be with a woman, if you be with her for long enough, you eventually it's gonna become something over time, just you spending time messing with it, right? So with passion be, okay, so I'm gonna jump back and forth a little bit. So would passion be driven by nature, or would it be driven by what you saying, like Instagram?
Right, but if she doesn't, if she doesn't meet your standards, there's no opportunity for that situation to become passionate.
Like I said, so you think in business, when again,
right? But look, there's a business element to love. I don't believe in natural chemistry with people to a certain extent, because, bro, a lot of things had to be right for me to fall in love with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about how people fall in love, and we can put a standard on that love. I could say, hey, do you like?
So that would mean love would be wouldn't be real.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's why I don't think that. I think that passions are created by what we around and what we surround ourselves with, and what we find to be a little bit easy, a little bit effortless, and we have the opportunity to do it.
I got you. Hey, this conversation, like real shit, is definitely reshaping my whole mind. I made a lot of good points, but now I'm thinking like, hell, passion definitely could be chosen.
Yeah.
You know, you could choose what you're passionate about, because I feel like I stuck to what, like strategy. Like strategy is my game. Strategy and speaking. Right. I feel like I can reach people with my words.
Right.
So so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start coaching and start consultations and start doing things that are more congenial to my personality. Right. Versus trucking is something that I won because I'm a strategist.
Right.
Business strategy, it's natural for me though. It's not like something I had to. I've always been the best, to me, out of my circle in business strategy. If it was a playbook, if we was playing football, I feel like I could coach a situation better than most.
Yeah.
With everybody feeling like they like with all the moving parts feeling like, okay, I'm getting some.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying so to me, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like, why wouldn't I play and be passionate about things that I'm good at already? Right. Like, why am I going to go look at something new to become good at, when unless it's going to complement, like say me messing with film is only going to complement and make me look better speaking.
Yeah. Like,
right. You see what I'm saying? Right. So those things I'm learning is only to complement my passion, so I can do my passion better.
But there's a certain element of being spoiled that we have to do to follow our passion.
What you mean being spoiled?
Like, for example, right?
Staying at home with your mama until you figure it out is the smartest thing that somebody could do.
And
essentially.
look,
even though I didn't do it, I feel like that was my biggest mistake.
And I totally agree. And that's exactly what I did. I stayed in the basement. I took ridicule until it happened. But I had the opportunity to do it. Now, what I'm saying with the spoil statement is I'm saying is like this. Like, you have to kind of make room in your life for passion, especially when you start taking on responsibility, because it becomes clouded. So let's say you become a speaker, the best in the world, right?
Right.
You have to be in all of these cities, and it becomes difficult to take your family to all of these places. You know what I mean? Because you might have a passion for traveling, but Jess might not. You know what I mean? Yeah. She say, I don't like traveling. I don't like taking my kids.
But I'm glad that's not the case.
Right, but you could run into a situation where that could have been the issue. And she say, look, I like being at the crib. I like being at home. I like cooking at home. I don't even like doing all of that. As a matter of fact, you could go travel, but I don't even like you being away that long. So now it creates problem and friction amongst your situation. So now you're trying to figure out a way to live your passion and please your circle. So that's why I say, like, sometimes, like, passion is one of those things that we not only have to have the opportunity for, but it take the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it take a certain amount of opportunity.
But I still think if you trying to live a full life, and that's what I'm shooting for, you know, that's what I want to bring to the listeners. That's what I want to bring to people following me. Like, entrepreneurship, family, and health. Yeah. Those are the only three things that matter to me. You get what I'm saying? So if you following me, you're gonna get it that way.
Yeah.
But everything I'm doing, I feel like it's gonna happen easier for me because I'm passionate about what I'm saying. Like, if I'm giving you game, I'm giving you all the game.
Right.
Old girl on IG said it yesterday. She said, damn, you dropping so many gems in the live. What's going to be left for in the class? Because the thing is, really, I don't give a shit if nobody buy the class, because I don't need them to buy the class.
Right. You don't need the money.
But it's good because they will be patronizing and keeping it alive for me to continue to keep speaking.
Right.
But you got to sell something, because nobody's just going to shoot something to your Cash App just because you helped them make 3,000, you know, so you got to charge something.
Right.
But if it was the other way around, I would have preferred to just put a donation box and be like, look, I'm doing this because I like to do it. I got the money dropping in my account while I'm talking to y'all.
Right.
Essentially, y'all could have just gave me charity. My trucking business is good. It's on autopilot. You see what I'm saying? So I could be living in my passion every day, and I would do that shit 10 hours a day. I feel
see, I'm so particular about helping people because I've helped so many people that has taken the knowledge and not helped other people. Because I'm critical
but whose responsibility is that? Though?
Right, but
that ain't your responsibility.
That is our responsibility. I'm
saying that's not your responsibility. All you doing is giving the game and giving what you learn back so you could be a ladder.
Right, but I gotta watch but the thing is, look, the more you go up the ladder, the more you watch your circle, and the more your circle is critical of, like, for example.
But these people don't have to be directly in your circle.
Well, okay, but look,
these are just people that's just passing by. I think I like this podcast. I think I like what they're talking about.
Cole, when that following of yours grows and as it's growing, you're going to start seeing some similarities with people. You're going to develop a tribe. You're going to have a culture of people who come, and you're going to have regulars. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And not only, you're going to be judged by these kind of people who follow you. For example, like Trump. Like, they have a specific term for those people. They call them Trump supporters.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if my people who represent me and I represent them, they have to do a certain thing or behave a certain way because they
Trump,
represent.
though. I mean, Trump was gassing people and
right. But look, these people are getting the knowledge from you.
He was putting that type of energy out there.
But I
ain't even on that same type of time.
To make the comparison fair, you have people who you taught from your particular knowledge. They go and take your knowledge and they go do the wrong thing. How would you feel? And they say, hey, COBY taught me this.
So what, you gonna go take a positive speech, or you gonna take me telling you how to do trucking in a way that, you know what I'm saying, and say COBY taught me this.
Right, but I'm saying that, look, it's still a poor representation of what we are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very particular about my group and who I want to help. There's a lot of people that come to me and say, "Hey, I don't got the money." Look,
that's one-on-one help. I'm just saying general knowledge, G. I'm just saying strictly general knowledge. This ain't
but look,
gotta be,
I'm not talking. I'm
talking about it from a pastor at the church. He's just coming in, speaking the word. Hey, put something in whatever the offering plate, to help the church keep the lights on.
But he's responsible for those churchgoers. Look, those people in that church represent him when they're not in the church.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you mean to tell me if Sierra and them at the club,
okay,
if Sierra and them at the club twerking, it's Pastor Ray fault because he go to their church because he got twerkers at his church.
Okay,
and come on now.
And so when people, when people
that's
find
too much of a big responsibility.
So when people find out that these people were twerking, and it gets back to the church, is it frowned upon? Yes or no?
Yeah, but that's just
that's what I'm saying. So look, there's a responsibility that comes with the people when you create a culture. You know what I mean?
I agree to this because, like I said, I'm still not finna hold me personally. I'm not holding the pastor accountable for every single member of the church.
No, we're not
because you can't. What you think he finna interview all of these people?
No, but look, but we have a certain type of people who engage with us. Certain people ain't for this. Yeah. You're going to find out. Look, you're going.
I'm getting plenty of dislikes.
Look, you're going to quickly find out that there's people who's trying to. They want the information without doing nothing. Like that's not skin in the game. Like I'm having these conversations with you, and you're unwilling. You're not even willing to take action. You just want the free lunch. Like that's not.
But see, that's the difference. Like me, I'm doing it from a passionate state, so I don't really give a shit.
I understand that, but look, you want people to. But the whole thing is, I think, and this is me trying to figure you out, right? I think that you want people to take the knowledge and go start something great, and then replicate your results, right?
Yeah.
Because you're charging that amount where, look, this is a nice little check.
Right.
So,
but whether they do that or not, it's not my responsibility. I'm just giving the game.
I know
I'm just planting the seed.
But look,
I ain't got to water it.
But we're talking about what you want to happen. We know that you can't put in the work for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But we're talking about what you want to happen.
Right.
Because with me, even in my products, in my Pro Tools presets, I want people to record records. Because at the end of the day, it make me look good. This is what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build consistency. I'm trying to build artists that can compete with other artists because it takes that element of competition, not just competition, but just doing it. The thing that I want to teach, I teach people mostly about just a product has nothing to do with a product. It's consistency. Because if you can master the consistency in doing the mundane things in recording, then you can do it. So that's what makes all of our business successful because we have all of these coaches and consultants. If people don't do and follow the culture and follow what we say and then get to the finish line, then we don't have any receipts. We can't show any receipts.
Okay, look. Okay, so let's put it from this perspective.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this. I want to generate the energy within my people to to motivate them to take action. Like, look, trucking is this or that, or business, or whatever you're trying to do, or your passion, follow it because it will be rewarding. So on, so on, so on. So if I got let's say I got 2,000 subscribers or something right now.
Okay.
If 10% of my subscribers
follow COBY trucking,
and if 10% of my subscribers,
right,
if they took the knowledge and did something with it, if one person did something with it, I'll be happy. Essentially, because I don't care what they do with it. The thing is, I'm planting the seed. When I'm planting the seed for right now, it may not manifest. Yaki was just telling me about that. He said, man, you putting in the work right now, it's just like a paycheck. You might have to wait 2 weeks to see the results from it. So the work I'm putting in is not based on the dollar that I'm trying to make right now. Granted, I want people to buy classes because that's going to fuel me the time and make this worth it for me. That means if something, I ain't worried about my bills because people paying me for it. So now I could just do it. I could just open. I could be open. I can overflow. You see what I'm saying? I can do this and it doesn't matter about who doesn't take it. The legacy that I'm trying to build is almost like, okay, when you go back, you're going to be like, oh man, this dude represent good. Like I want people to be like, man, this dude inspired me to go do this. This dude inspired me. So if I got 1 million people follow me and only 100 people benefit from it, I don't care about that.
But look,
I'm just trying to put the energy out there.
But look,
whatever happens, whatever manifests from it, my intentions are good.
You're building your business. You're building your business on your following off the benefits. You're contradicting yourself.
And how you feel like that?
Because at the end of the day, people are only following you because of your receipts. You said, look, I did this. I'm a young man. I come from nothing. And I was able to master this truck and stuff. They're only following you because that they want to replicate your results. The more that people replicate your results, the bigger your following gets. You need people to follow through. Because what would be the difference if they didn't follow? If people listen to a coach and then they didn't get results, we fired a coach. Yeah.
Can y'all hear me out there? Hold on, I don't know what happened to this.
We run into some technical.
Yeah.
You back in the game or no?
Nah, I can't hear myself on the headphones.
That's cool. We'll just go ears off.
Well, they say they can hear me though. Yeah. I still can't hear it. All right. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just go without the headphones. So I don't know exactly what I sound like. But where was we at, bro?
I'm saying that you were building your business off of results and the receipts.
Right.
Because people are following you because you've been able to do something. They want to achieve what you've achieved.
Right.
So in them achieving what you have achieved, your following grows. You need people to follow through. It's not enough to say that.
Right, look, that would help me sell, but that don't mean that people are not getting the message.
Look, we're going past just selling.
Right.
We're going to the point of getting people there. What got people there? What's the results? Nothing else got the result. The results,
but that's like
the results got people there.
Right, but the results of what I've done for somebody else didn't get them here. You get what I'm saying? The results that I've done for myself.
But you did it for a person. Whether you did it for yourself or anybody else, it would still remain the same.
Okay, so that's now me talking about trucking though.
No, look, what happens to your following when you do $1 million business and you help somebody else do $1 million business? What happens to your following? Because not only
but see, that's basing my following off of the results of that. The thing is, I talk to people all the time anyway. Let's go off the record of what the YouTube following is about. In everyday life, I would talk somebody's ears off. Yeah. Period. I talk a lot. You get what I'm saying? So I'm passionate. I would be at the gas station. If somebody asks me about some game, it could be no strings attached. I'm gonna give them the game if I got it because I'm passionate about that. So what I'm saying is, granted, people are following me because that would have been the reason why they initially followed me. But the reason why they end up continuing to follow me would be because of my passion.
But look,
because I'm spilling out on
what they want. Look, you have a bunch of people who follow you who are selfish. They want something.
So if that was the case, right now the topic is not trucking, right? Yeah. There's a lot of people from that channel that people follow me for trucking that are converting over to like, dang, okay, I fuck with this podcast. You get what I'm saying? Because people more buy into you as a person, and then people will buy the product based on
but they still want something. We still want something. Look, even
they want the word of God from the preacher. So fucking what?
That's what I'm saying. But look, we have to understand. We have to look at
So why do I care about that? I actually enjoy talking, is what I'm saying.
I understand.
So they doing me a favor from listening, because now I ain't got to talk to you. Now I ain't got to call you and be like, bruh, all these good ideas. Now you ain't got to worry about that. Now my wife ain't got to worry about me talking her ears off. Because guess what? When I feel like talking, I'm going to go to the computer, cut this motherfucker on, and I'm going to start talking to people that want to hear me talk.
I know, but look, you
get what I'm saying? That's true passion. That's all I'm trying to get everybody to do.
We came in the building and you were telling me how you were so elated by your following growing, right?
Right.
That's giving you energy to keep going. Right. So what I'm saying
is, if I can't do it my way, none of the following is going to mean anything if I can't convert. So
I got it.
But look, I'm not trying to convert people to buying my class. I'm trying to convert people to following my ideas.
But look, as a person, you only judged off of your results. That's it. As men, we realize that we judge off of results. They're only there because you got results, whether they were for trucking or the podcast or
are you insinuating that that I could not build a following by just talking over time, the same way a preacher does, build his congregation from 2 members, 3 members.
So my question is, what are they following? If you're not doing that, what are they following? Because even
they could be following for motivation. They could be following.
But that's specific. That's niche. Because if people were following you from you're the motivation guy.
Right.
That's still niche. If it was trucking, it could be a combination. You do this great thing where you do like combination.
Right.
Like it's motivation and trucking. Some people just do trucking. Like they're not great motivators, but that's what you are.
Right.
You could build a channel.
But that's what the focus is. Like trucking is just,
but I still want something. Look,
you know what I'm saying?
But you see
trucking
that exchange?
is like, okay, trucking is a hot topic.
Right. But you get what I'm saying? But do you see that exchange? Let's get away trucking from that. Get away from the trucking. You still a motivational speaker. I'm still here for the motivation. I still want something from you. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, and I want something for them. They fucking attention.
That's what I'm saying.
It's an even exchange.
That's what I'm saying. But look,
give me the attention, I'll motivate you.
But look,
that's all I need.
Only thing that I'm saying is the results. It's the results.
What I'm saying is we are helping each other. They listening, right, and they helping me be able to fulfill my need to always want to fucking talk.
And your following grows the more results that you're able to get, whether it's motivation, whether it's trucking or not. So I understand that you just saying like, look, you do with this information what you will. I'm just saying that it's specific that people want something. Like we can't ignore this selfish side to us, especially when it comes to passion. It's a selfish side to passion.
Right. Everybody is selfish. Yeah. Everybody trying to get what they can get, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody's above selfish.
Yeah.
Nobody.
So what at this point?
Nobody's
what do we do?
above selfish.
So what do we do? Like at this point of because my
you figure out, you take passion, and I figure out how I can help people help me fulfill my passion.
Yeah.
Simple. They want motivation. I want to give it to them. They want to learn the game of trucking. I want to give it to them. Yeah. So I want to give to them as much as they want to get it from me. So I don't feel like they're robbing me because, like for me, it's an outlet. I enjoy self-expression. Yeah. It's my passion. I like to write. The thing about it, what is rapping? When I was rapping, I was doing nothing but giving you my perspective on how the 20-inch rib spins. You know what I'm saying? Or I was giving you my perspective on something. But the urge to want to rap or do something is strictly based on me wanting to give them something and them wanting to hear it, and it's an even exchange. I think
that there can't be too much of one thing. And this is where passions get clouded, right? Because like, why are there 8 million rappers or 8 million singers? Why all these people want to do specific things? Why do we have an overgrowth in one area and not in others? Like, why aren't more Black people passionate about technology or blockchain technology or doing certain things that a lot of people don't even know exist?
But that goes back to business. Like I feel like if somebody, like I feel like go to what you feel like it works for you.
But
easier.
The thing is, we can't ignore exposure. Like people have been exposed to rapping. They've been exposed to what they've been around.
Of course. I mean, you're a product of your environment.
Right. So it's hard to be passionate about something that you've never seen before. And this is why I think that the selfishness and the opportunity must come to follow something. You have to be around it or been exposed to it. So my question is it's like, yo, look at this necessity. And then once you're able to do what you did and kind of level up and get the bread, I could expose myself to a whole lot of things and figure out what the passion is.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just my perspective. It's like, don't follow that. Make sure that you do something that makes sense, that could generate a whole lot of bread to free up some time where we can do what we're doing. And we in our early 30s and we can ride the rest of this shit out and figure it out, because we always know that we have a way to make bread that could free up our time to eventually take a period off to find out what we like. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay. Let's talk business strategy. And we're gonna talk business strategy, and I'm gonna talk like public speaking and trying to motivate people.
Okay.
Business strategy is what I was naturally good at.
Okay.
I was born an entrepreneur. Right. You get what I'm saying? I was born at 7, 8 years old. I'm going to go knock on the lady door. Right. Yeah. I was born an entrepreneur. I was born to do it.
Yes.
I was born to do it. So, and then when I get into any businesses, right?
Right.
When I get into any businesses, I'm able to strategize at a very high level and be able to be like, okay, a lot of people ain't making this work. I got the strategy to make this work, right?
Okay.
So I used business strategy as in something that I was good at, which could have been a passion to fuel what I really love to do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm only trying to give people the blueprint of what I've seen work. I've seen you do the exact same thing. born an entrepreneur. You was exposed, but how many people was exposed like you that didn't pursue it? You were born to do it.
So how many other passions did you find out that you had once you had money?
I ain't really found no other passions. I'm still passionate about the same thing.
But look, YouTube
having money.
But look, YouTube is a passion though. Like you're falling in love with getting on camera and then doing a certain thing. It make you feel
not
good.
Really. It's not YouTube itself. YouTube is just the way
it's the
that
outlet,
people
right?
YouTube is just the way that people consume information now.
Right.
So I'm using business to be like, okay, what's the best way? I was trying to do it on Facebook. It wasn't working. So I'm like, let me do video, because video is ain't nobody just want to see no whack looking video. If we talking, it looks clean. People want to watch it. You get what I'm saying? So let's go get our sound. Let's go make sure our podcast looks good, because we want to these are just regular conversations that we've been having for 20 years now.
Yeah.
What, 20 for about 20 years now, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are just it's been about 25 years. So we've been having these same conversations. Now these same conversations are we just doing it on a podcast.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we're not going outside of our element to do this. So it doesn't feel like work for us. This is something I look forward to. If we only keep 50 people watching, I don't give a shit, because I'm doing it strictly because this is just a time for us to do some shit that we would naturally do. The only thing is we got headphones and a microphone and we got people actually just in the room with us.
Yeah.
So we still doing. What I'm saying is we can't say don't do this when we are literally doing exactly that thing. We are literally living our passions. You know what I'm saying? We're literally living our life on our own terms. You get what I'm saying? So how would we be like, no, you should go do something out of necessity?
No, because what I'm saying
is this not necessary?
Right. But look, we have to be specific. Look, that can't be, bro. That can't be 1,000. That can't be 10,000 rappers. And if only 20% of them are going to drive the revenue.
But what I'm saying is, but that don't necessarily mean that all of them people that was rapping, this is a business. Those people could be rapping just to be rapping.
Right, but look, this is a business podcast. We're talking about making a living. Now, what I'm talking about out of necessity is, if you look at the room and the statistics for that particular industry, then we can't have an abundance of, we can't have 10,000 of y'all. I'm sorry. So look,
of course, everybody is not going to make it rapping though.
How many people?
Because that ain't even some people pass. They just trying to do it because it's a thing, and that's why it's not working. That's why it's not working for a lot of people.
See, this is why
they're not willing to put in the work.
Right. So look, this is why I say there's a thin line between if passion is really real, like love, because you've been exposed to it, and people like us want to be ball players. We want to hoop. Right. We want to, we want to rap. We want to do all of these things because we've been exposed to those things. Once we start getting some money and we start expanding our horizon, we find out that, man, I got talent in other areas. I know how to do some fly stuff in some other areas.
Right.
Because, bro, like, you're growing an affinity for the camera. You like it. You know what I mean?
The camera is business though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But look, like when I start using this camera, I like it. I just don't like filming a lot of people. I like filming myself.
Oh yeah. I don't like it enough to really do that, but
right. But so
I would do it though.
Right. So, that's what I'm saying. So,
because filming and video is necessity.
Right.
Filming and video goes into the necessity pool. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's necessary for the game. In business and people's personal lives, everybody is dealing with video. Everybody. Right. But from FaceTime to anything, you're dealing with video. So to me, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm doing YouTube, I just defined purpose in what I was already doing. I was already wanting to do YouTube motivating. Right. So I'm like, well, why not just get into video, learn it, so I can try to make my videos look better. But then it clicked. I'm like, well, everybody need it. I can sell advertising, or I can go shoot a commercial for somebody. This is like now a trade for me.
Right.
I'm not passionate about it, but it's a trade. And I'm like, well, if I get good at this would be something that I can do if trucking or if something else don't work out. So I'm just building up my portfolio for my next, I would never say a backup plan because I can make money doing anything.
Right.
But I would just say it's just a thing that just makes sense to do because I'm already doing it. I'm not going out my way to do it. It's only going to make my stuff better.
But also you haven't spent enough time to find out if you're passionate for it or not. Like you haven't took 1,000 clients or 100 clients to say that I don't really like or love to do this.
What you talking about as far as what?
As far as like using a camera or just like filming other people. Like,
right. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but from my perspective, from where I'm at right now. But I can only speak from that right now. Look,
you have a perspective because you have a certain circumstance that says, look, I'm focused on this, right?
Right.
But if it was different, then your passion would be shaped different.
But it's not even my passion still though. It's just a trade.
I know.
You get what I'm saying?
Telling you.
You ain't calling you can't call everything you like your passion. You know what I'm saying?
But look, when that would negate your whole natural ability conversation, because those, I don't consider natural abilities to be passions either, even though they're good. You good at it.
I'm not saying that they are passions. I'm saying if you want to be passionate and go from an entrepreneurial standpoint, life is business. From an entrepreneurial standpoint, it would be advantageous to you to use the things that you're already naturally born with. If it's 10 of y'all and everybody recognize he's funny or he can rap or he can fight, that means when a fight break out, the nigga that can fight should be fighting, because everybody knows that he's the tough, that he's this. Yeah. I'm saying identify as an entrepreneur, identify that genius in you that everybody can see in you, that you know that's there, that you're afraid to take on because you worried about how you gonna make money because you're not seeing people doing it or you don't know nobody that's doing it. That's what I'm saying. Get outside the box. Do what's easy for you. You will come up quicker because you're already good at it already. But see, that's all I'm saying. To me, that's not following the passion. But you did bring up a good point about following your genius. But if we could apply passion to whatever we want to apply it to. But see, we have to have the mental capacity. So that's what we're here for. We are here. We got people in the room and they can see us, right? Yeah. So now we talking perspective by perspective. They people like both of our perspectives. Now they're going to go watch this video over, and we have done something that we do for us, for our own enjoyment, to benefit the greater good. Right. That's all I'm saying. This is passionate. Our conversations be intellectually like we enjoy to do it. We look forward to talking to each other, right? So that would be something that you're looking forward to do. You take that and you figure out, okay, we benefited from it. How can we benefit from it and have other people benefit from it too as well? I think that we may now we got more winners. I think maybe we need to do a part 2 to this because it's like really heated. I love this conversation. We're at the 8:30 mark, so we have to wrap up. But Kobe, my perspective has changed via this conversation. I'm pretty sure yours. Yeah. And I think I got to go back to the drawing board. I got to get your ass on part 2. So my perspective has changed on this subject because now I'm not saying don't ignore your passion. My perspective now is find passion in your genius. So if I can say anything, find passion in your genius. But we ignore a lot of our geniuses. So maybe that we need to tap into that genius. Yeah. So how can we tap into our genius and create passion for it? Because to me, I think that passion can be manufactured. You know what I mean? So if my perspective would change, I would say find passion in your genius. What would you say about the conversation? I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at, though. I would just realize that the thing I got from your perspective is I got that the passion could be applied to whatever you want. If you see people rapping, you might be like, "Ooh, I think I got a passion for it," because it's what you see. Right. So I would say, instead of basing it wholeheartedly off of what you see, hold on, give me 1 second. I would say instead of basing it wholeheartedly off of what you see, think of what everybody thinks that you're good at, right? You know, the thing that you know, like, oh, I can write. You should write a book. Somebody tell you should do this. Not to say you should do what somebody else is telling you to do, but if it's 10 people in your family and they've been around you, they know you well enough, and they all suggesting the same thing, it's probably quite natural. So like confirmation of it's kind of like confirmation of what you're a genius at. Everybody, that hair braided, ooh, girl, you braid her faster than anybody else. You got them hands. You the person that's the fighter, and nobody want to pick no fight with you in the family because you got them hands. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is, whatever that thing is that you know that you got, that you know if you around people, you that guy. Yeah. You the one that people look for you to do that. Then that's what you should follow after. That's what you should direct your passion. So then now you would have, that would be a necessity. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to do a lot of good because you're passionate about it. So this has been a very, very interesting This has probably been one of my favorite conversations so far, besides the polygamy joint. But what we want to say is we're going to wrap this up. We're at the 8:33 mark. It's been great. It's been great, y'all. This is the Life is Business podcast with Fedarro and COBY PEGWAY. Until next time. All right, y'all. Peace. Peace.